Okay, so PlayStation hasn't been the most stable platform this year. We had great games like Astrobot or Helldivers 2, but overall impression left by Sony after 2024 is not the best to say at least. After Galaxy level failures, yes, I'm talking about Geo Concord, and some weird decisions regarding the new remakes, for example Until Dawn, that got downgraded in my opinion, and overall sold worse than the real MVP here Concord. Oh, and the first Horizon got remake, like everybody isn't raging over the Blobber remake instead of it.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
By the way, Conquer servers had a lifespan of 2 weeks, which is the same as Mosquito. No need for more wars here. 2024 wasn't as exciting in terms of hardware either. PlayStation gave us new handheld called PlayStation Portal that isn't PSP or Vita natural replacement, and we had of course brand new PS5 Pro, not for amateurs, that is selling so poorly that even scalpers lowered its price. But I aren't here to talk about the 2024, but the upcoming year, so let's get right to it, gamers. PlayStation owns 19 studios, which is conveniently called PlayStation Studios. It is enough to release polished new content every year, which is expected of them, as literally every new game, okay with some exceptions, is warmly received and well acclaimed both by gamers and critics. Here's the thing with PlayStation. They may be slow, but very consistent in generating new IPs and sequels that are of the highest quality. But 2025 may be a time to keep up with some expectations and finally release new titles from our most beloved studios. So it starts heavy, for PC owners. The well-acclaimed Marvel Spider-Man 2 releases for PC on January 13th. It will support ray tracing, ultra-wide monitors, and all NVIDIA and AMD image scaling technologies such as the realese and FSR, so...
I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Thank you for that, Nathan. The same day we'll also get new Sniper Elite game from Rebellion Studio called Resistance. Resistance. Co ja pierdolę. February opens strong for every fellow vodka enjoyers on this side of Europe. You know what that means, gamers. In Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, we'll continue adventures of super hungry soldier named Henry in first-person medieval RPG game, which didn't get as much recognition from the first installment, but this time it is really hyped by Polish Warhouse Studios, and I deeply hope that it will be great. We all wait for a February 11th. I'm not really of a Monster Hunter type of guy, but I know a lot of people cherish this game, so gamers, you will have a blast on February 28th when Monster Hunter Wilds is planned for release. I will be positively shocked if Assassin's Creed Shadows releases in playable state and is literally eaten alive by everybody in gaming community. Even if it is a good game from a story and gameplay perspective, there was too much hate concerning the setting and the Black Samurai in it. I mean, AC games were never 100% historically accurate, but we live in a time with a shortage of Warhammer 40k spares my into kind of games, you know what I mean. Games where political agenda is put aside and we get just a badass main protagonist with simple agenda.
For the Emperor! For the Emperor!
Funny thing is that a lot of people get new Ubisoft games, me included, for buying hardware for Nvidia, AMD or Intel. I got code for Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows and probably will only launch them to see if my GPU will handle it so it shows. I mean, they are free, so no harm done to us, right? March holds something special for football fans as Football Manager 25 releases sometime in March. Enigmatic Atomfall releases on March 27th, and not much can be said at this moment about this game, more than its story is focused on British nuclear plant disaster in 1957. It is compared to Fallout and Stalker, but I think it has more Atomic Heart vibes. Either way, post-apocalyptic fans can underline March 27th in their calendars. And that's it for scheduled big releases in 2025. A lot, huh? But we're not. There are a lot of games that hasn't got their release date yet, and they are scheduled for 2025. Strong example is of course a long-awaited GTA 6 that is letting like 4 billion people crazy with its very quiet marketing. My back is on the early 2026 release. I worry a bit about an optimization for base PS5, which I own currently, but we will see closer to release. One of the Rockstar developers claims that's not a problem with the base models of current generation consoles, but maybe an upgrade will be mandatory for 60 FPS cap. Other big titles are infamous Death Stranding 2 on the beach and an online FPS shooter marathon from Bungie, creators of Destiny, and of course Ghost of Yotei, sequel to the Ghost of Tsushima that was one of my favorite games during PS4 era. Sucker Punch is another studio owned by PlayStation and seems to follow a trend of strong female characters, same as in Horizon Forbidden West and The Last of Us Part 2. In Ghost of Yotei we will be playing as Atsu, the underdog warrior that follows a vengeance path probably in similar manner to Jin from the first game. Sucker Punch devs claim that we have more control over narrative choices. Well, we will see if that change turns the reception in better direction. For now, players aren't exactly happy with the lack of our beloved Jin, and the first reception is, well, bad. But I'm sure it will be a great game, gameplay graphic-wise. As are we of course not yet tired of remakes, Japanese studio Konami plans to release the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake called Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I don't know what this title change means, but maybe MGS vets will know better. From the first gameplay running on Unreal Engine 5, we can all agree that it looks gorgeous. Look at all this mod. Oh my god. Let's hope it will be as good as the original in terms of stealth and other revolutionary mechanics that Hideo Kojima served us in 2004. Mafia series fans will be over the moon in 2025 because Mafia: The Old Country releases sometime in 2025. Story-wise, it is a prequel to the first game and the fourth entry in the Mafia series. Speaking of prequels, Doom: The Dark Ages is planned to release in late 2025. Gameplay looks darker and even more meaty than what we have seen in Doom Eternal. Doomslayer's arsenal looks more medieval with addition of throwable shield and a chained morning star. Also trailer shows some mech and Hell Dragon gameplay, so again.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
In 2024, PC and Xbox owners will have a chance to play new Indiana Jones game called Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, starring my man Troy Baker, known from The Last of Us and Uncharted series. PlayStation players will have to patiently wait for a release on PS5 later, most probably in 2025. We'll cover the PC release with gameplays and review later this year on my channel, so stay tuned. There are a few other interesting titles planned for 2025, like an action-adventure game called realese, which drew attention at the last PlayStation State of Play in September, but there's little news about it for now. So okay, we covered all releases for PS5 for 2025, but what about the PlayStation's big boys, studios that created and defined previous generations of Sony's consoles? Yes, we talk mainly about you, Naughty Dog. For what it's worth, I can safely say that their game will be a masterpiece as always, but after the controversial The Last of Us Part 2, player base is divided for two teams now. One hates the game, and the other loves it. I think that I am in the second camp, but mainly because of my love and nostalgia for Uncharted games that started my beautiful history with PS3, when I was freaking dumplings with ketchup enjoyer, and of course The Last of Us Part 1. There are a lot of rumors speculating which game is next. There was this cancelled multiplayer project for The Last of Us. The Last of Us Part 3 is supposedly in development, but the most probable scenario is that new open-world sci-fi IP is next. Neil Druckmann in the latest interview said that they are taking their time because PlayStation is responsible for marketing and publicity, so is it intended to withhold this game's release and any info? Probably. For PlayStation, of course. Well, it is almost certain that we won't see their new IP this year, but maybe first half of 2025 will bring some clarity. Santa Monica was carrying PlayStation in PS4 and early PS5 era with two great God of War games.
Read it, boy.
But ending for Ragnarok leaves us hanging for what can come next for Kratos and Atreus' adventures. Sequel is the safest bet for them, but we don't yet know if Kratos will be the main character or Atreus. I hope it won't be Atreus. Please, Cory Barlog.
No!
Insomniac had a rough time this year in terms of a major leak from the Wolverine game, which everybody expected to launch somewhere in 2025. But looking at this leaked footage, they have a long way to polish it for PlayStation standards. There were some rumors about solo Venom game as a spin-off from Spider-Man 2, but nothing isn't confirmed as for this day. So it brings us to conclusion, which is very simple. 2025 will be a very solid year if everything will launch as promised. Although PlayStation fans will have to wait a little longer for some more information from major studios, but rest assured, when it comes, I'm sure it will blow our minds. Let's not forget about the new feature that comes with PlayStation 5 Pro, enhancing the current and upcoming games to the sweet 4K 60 FPS target resolution with ray tracing and AI upscaling features called PSSR, that stands for Please Save Some Bitches of Yours. The list is already pretty long and it will be even better in 2025.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. Intel has told us there are at least 7.
Okay, I already see one. Give them. Okay.
They're the same picture.
I would like to thank you for your time, as this is my first YouTube movie, so some feedback from you will be much appreciated. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe because more content like Stalker 2 is coming to the channel. Till next time, gamers.